Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about Incredible Hulk issues 399 to 400. The story arc is called Ghosts of the Past, and it feels like the definitive battle between the leader and the Hulk. So in the first part of the story, that it's a four-parter, Rick Jones' girlfriend Marlo had been murdered by a woman who was posing to be Rick's mother. Later on, we're going to find out that the woman is not, obviously, Rick's mom, that she worked at the orphanage where Rick was when he was a kid. And for some reason, she had gone totally crazy and sought out and captured all the children who were under her care during that time, chained them up in her basement, and left them there to die. It was really messed up. So Marlo and Betty Ross had arrived to rescue him, and things went south very quickly and led to the death of Marlo. While all this is going down, the leader and his forces had attacked the Pantheon, but in a surprising twist, Agamemnon and the leader had forged an alliance. So what happens is the Hulk, who was sort of like the leader of Pantheon's forces, totally loses it. The organization that he works for basically has forged an alliance with his greatest enemy. Hulk goes AWOL, and here's where we pick up. So we have Rick Jones going to all the greatest minds in the Marvel Universe to see if they can bring back his girlfriend from the dead. So he goes to Doctor Strange, Hank Pym, Reed Richards, and everyone tells him, look, we can't do anything. We have Rick totally losing it. We have like an interesting spat between Rick Jones and the Human Torch, where he's also dealing with the fact that his wife, who he thought was Alicia Masters, was a Skrull imposter, had died during this time. And Human Torch, in his own way, tries to show off some empathy, but Rick is just not having it. While all this is going down, we have the Hulk back at the old Hulkbuster base doing some soul searching. It seems that during this time, the base had been abandoned. And what happens at the end of issue 399 is that the leader approaches Rick Jones and tells him, look, I can bring back Marlo from the dead. And to show off that he's telling the truth, he shows Rick that in the Redeemer armor, we have Thunderbolt Ross. He has been brought back from the dead. He's not in the best shape, though. But the thing is that the leader has Rick Jones hook, line, and sinker now. So we're going to discover further down the line in the story that the leader has created this utopic society up in northern Canada. The thing is that it's under threat by Hydra, who wants to poach all its scientists. And even though the leader has like some formidable security forces, having the Pantheon to back it up is just like this really good security measure for him. And also the leader gets to fuck with the Hulk a little bit, pushes buttons, and like during this whole story, you're not sure if this whole move with Marlo is just a guarantee for the leader not to have the Hulk attack him. Literally a human shield that even though she's dead, she's a human shield because you're gonna have Rick Jones there. So what happens is Agamemnon is able to convince Betty Ross to bring in the Hulk. I do have to say that every time Agamemnon has an interaction with Betty Ross, he sort of acts like a creep. But the thing is that Betty Ross is able to find the Hulk, and they have like a brief little heart-to-heart. You know, I do have to say that Peter David really knew how to write Betty and the Hulk. They make a great couple, even though the Hulk is a total a-hole most of the time. They actually have a touching moment where Hulk finds out that Marlo has died. So what happens is the Hulk, once he returns, he has like a brief little chat with Agamemnon. And Aggie tells the Hulk, look, I forged that alliance just to get the leader to stop, to have him and his forces to cease hostilities. But look, do whatever you want to do with him. The Pantheon will not defend the leader's secret city if they're attacked by Hydra. So the leader's plan to bring back Marlo from the dead is to use this machine literally called the Deus Ex Machina that fuses like science and faith. So when the leader starts the process, just out of terrible luck, Hydra and its forces attack. So we have like this gigantic clusterfuck. We have the leader's forces trying to stop Hydra. The Hulk is gunning for the leader. Rick Jones actually stops the Hulk in his tracks and tells him, look, he's trying to bring back Marlo from the dead. And the Hulk is like, he's using you. This whole thing of bringing back Marlo from the dead, it's probably a lie. But Rick is able to convince the Hulk to at least just attack the Hydra forces. And we get a couple of epic panels where we have the Hulk just thrashing through the Hydra forces. Once the Hulk literally flattens the Hydra forces, he starts gunning for the leader. He breaks into the main base where the Deus Ex Machina machine is. And we have Rick Jones just pleading with the Hulk, begging him to stop his attack. And the thing is that the Hulk, the Professor Hulk, he's just blinded by rage. And I feel like the story is really focusing on the fact that when the Hulk wants to, he's a very selfish a-hole. Because don't forget, we're building up to the first appearance of Maestro, a future version of the Hulk that's very messed up. So the thing is that when the Hulk attacks the leader, Redeemer totally flips out, starts attacking the Hulk, starts blasting at him, and the Hulk grabs the leader and uses him as a shield. And he just gets riddled with bullets. It's really brutal in a messed up way to finish off your greatest enemy. The Hulk is like, oh, well, that's that. Then the Hulk discovers that the Redeemer is Thunderbolt Ross. The half-dead leader actually activates the self-destruct mechanism of the whole base. Rick Jones is able to rescue Marlo, who has been brought back to life, but it seems that she's brain dead still. But when all is said and done, Hulk realizes that he has made a terrible mistake. A lot of innocent people have died because of his vengeance trip against the leader. We have Rick Jones realizing that Marlo seems to be brain dead. It's a pretty dark ending for a 400th issue, but we're going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.